Record of Ragnarok is nothing but the embodiment of what-if situations combined with nothing but pure hands. And my favorite fight from it, I'ma let y'all guess with this.
You are the master of your own self, kid.
Don't you ever talk to me like you know me!
Listen, Zerofuku. You need to work on loving yourself.
Load up the Pro Tools and press 3. Studio filled with Jack in the Box and Pepsis. Niggas watching War Star video.
If you're an OG to my channel, you would know that I've covered bits of the show before. I always wanted to. And so, for the sake of my fans, Senshi and Jessica Alba wanting a nigga to spin back like King Von going on a stroll in the park, we're gonna recover and remake the entirety of Buddha vs Zerofuku. In case you don't know what the show is about, 10 gods versus 10 overpowered mortals in a death battle for humanity's existence. Now that's out of the way, so far with the fights that we've gotten through the death matches, the gods are ahead of humans by 3-2. I ain't gonna lie, it's getting rough for the humans, they might just need to send me to the battlefield. We're into the 6th fight, and the fighter of the gods is none other than the OG honored one, Buddha. First look, you already know that man is not playing around. Fit is on point, weapon tough as hell. This is who Gojo thinks he is. Honored one my butt, we know you stole his flow. Talking about some 6 eyes, he did it before. So Buddha steps into the arena, gods glazing him like a LeBron James IG comment section. But something's wrong. The fit? Nah. The shades? Nah. Here's the thing. Buddha decides to fight for humanity. This threw off the entire gathering of gods. Odin mad as hell looking like he just found out he's dying again in Ragnarok. Loki biting his fingers to the point he bleeds. Whole entire crowd of gods starting frying him all at once. This is like the equivalent of being accused of witchcraft in the 1600s. All it took you back then was saying dude was out there flying because you lost a fist fight. Next thing you know, you're in front row seats watching him get burnt alive. I ain't gonna lie, when you think about it, that was crazy times to live in. But it's Buddha, so come on. He grabs the announcer's loudspeaker and said specifically to the gods,
"Man, shut y'all lame asses up."
They couldn't even say nothing back. They knew damn well all that talk and no bite got nothing on a man who prioritizes his enlightenment above everything. It's an issue though because he was supposed to fight for the gods, but Zeus allowed it because why not? It's a randomized deathmatch after all. But Buddha had to take it a step further and told old man he'd box him too if it were him. Confidence running through his veins, that man is afraid of no one and nothing. He knows he's like that. And I know a certain guy got his notes ready to copy Buddha. Fraud. They already found a replacement for the gods and it turns out to be the 7 gods of fortune. But apparently they're not real because originally there used to be one god. And so they decide to fuse up back into their original form and it's quite the unpleasant side like, seriously? Y'all couldn't do the fusion dance or something? Eventually they're done with the fusion and they turn into Zerofuku, the god of misfortune. First look at this dude and he looks like a distant relative of Hollow Ichigo, but more menacing. I love the fact that he's a walking contradiction to his 7 counterparts being misfortune, and that he has 7 braided ponytails linking to the 7 gods. He got some long ass hairs though, I'll tell you that. And Buddha clearly isn't phased either by all that stretching. Breath stings too, this is already a bad first impression, and I don't blame him. Zero stretches his back out, pause, and pulls out a gigantic axe ready to fight and slaughter the honored one. And so, with the 2 of them ready to rumble, the fight begins with straight aura farming from both sides. Had to let the crowd know this is the best fight they're witnessing so far. So Zero starts spouting on how Buddha ruined his life, and of course Buddha doesn't know what the hell he's talking about, and so he kicks him in his stomach so hard his tongue sticks out, bleeding already on the ground like he's looking for his wallet. I wouldn't take that level of disrespect. Like not even 30 seconds in bro, and you're already down like this. Come on. Buddha tells him to get up and throw hands, so Zero gets up talking about his suffering and throws his axe perfectly to cut Buddha in half. Is what he thought because he missed completely, and he throws another one and misses again. So he keeps throwing and missing. Buddha dodging like it's a regular Tuesday. The crowd was looking mad confused at the arena. Thought they were watching a weapon showcase or something. They started saying stuff like, is he even trying? He's just swinging for the fun of it. What a bum. Can't even trust his weirdo to cut up apple slices. Shit's gonna be unfazed. Can you even blame them? This sorry ass performance, whoever picked the 7 gods thought they were gonna flip this into millions. That's what happens when you win one parlay and think you know all the odds. you get this guy right here. But there's an interesting twist about this. Every single time Zero misses a swing, the next one stacks up and his axe gets bigger and stronger. And how is that possible, you ask? Misfortune. The more hatred and misfortune Zero gains, the more it fuels his strength endlessly. The type of hatred Kendrick Lamar was on against Drake, that hatred run isn't a joke. But for Buddha, this was nothing new. He just kept dodging and even making comments on the kid. But that wasn't no regular dodging, you see. He was foreseeing the slashers, making them move before they were even executed. And how does he do it? With his eye ability called the eighth consciousness. This allows him to basically read someone's entire soul and foresee any movements of theirs, which makes him always one step ahead. And you know, a certain someone really liked this idea and tried to make it their own. I'm not gonna say what race, what people, but he knows who he is. Fraud. Them eyes had Zero stressing. Despite all the slashes, he was getting hit from all angles, whilst Buddha was floating like a butterfly, but stoned that nigga like a bee. Buddha knew, even though he was fighting a child, this was way too easy, because after all that humiliation, his suffering gets even worse, and we know what that means. That small axe we've seen turned into a monstrous, gigantic axe weapon that filled the entire arena. Buddha had foreseen it, but he knew he couldn't dodge it. And so, Zero throws the axe down with all his rage. Damn, his face is musty as hell. Zero throws the axe down and crushes Buddha. Had everybody baffled, they really underestimated him. Hey, you did too. Yes, you watching this video. But was that the end of Buddha? No, clearly. Buddha had enchanted one of his 6 realms based on his emotions, which turned his staff into a shield and blocked the impact from crushing them. Seeing him not even get scratched once had Zero screaming like a girl in distress. You'd think, damn, you really hate him that bad? I mean, Buddha is he's just a cool ass nigga, no glaze, so I don't blame him. But where did all this hatred and misfortune first come from? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this backstory originates all the way back to the Heian period, back when Zerofuku was just a little kind-hearted god of fortune. Look how pure he looked. What could have happened? Well, mankind happened. Zero, being a god of fortune, wanted to spread his blessings towards the human race, and when he went to visit a village, he found nothing but pain and sorrow. Everybody was in the mud, and because he cares so much for them, he decided to watch over them and absorb all of their pain and suffering at the cost of slowly harming his body. And everybody was happy. And oh boy, taking all of their pain had him break bones he never knew existed. All that just to make sure that they were happy and well. And what did he get back as a thank you? Getting flamed by his own people. Everybody was out there being greedy, doing stuff they weren't supposed to, completely ignoring Zero. Even homeboy with the 2 hoes talking about some, I ain't never seen no big cockroach like you before, get out my face. Poor Zero. Took all of that pain for genuinely nothing. Only the damn bird had recognized his help from a few months ago. I feel awful for Zero. And that's where Buddha comes in. With a whole crowd, despite looking all miserable, they were happy on the inside following him. Zero was so jealous, he wasted a whole bowl of beans. The dude's trying to tell you that you can force people to like you, and you're gonna get mad at him. Getting mad at your own problem. I don't know why they appointed that 8-year-old as a god. I guess it was a normal thing back then. But after the encounter with Buddha, Zero cries out of envy and runs into a forest. This is Buddha and the entire human race, and turns his love into pure evil as 7 different traits, which are the 7 sins. He looks cold though, so I'll give him that. Saw random folks trying to fish, and he wanted to turn them immediately into an afternoon family cookout. But after seeing a mother trying to protect the people and the baby's innocence, he decided to split himself into the 7 sins as 7 individuals and walk out, I guess? I mean, we don't know what they did after that, but that's how Zerofuku's misfortune all started, which sets us back into the arena. After Buddha blocks his giant axe, he pushes it back and Zerofuku changes his axe into whatever the f this is. Who knew being a hater allows a nigga to create such weapons? I'm just saying, if that was me out there instead of Zero, Buddha gonna see a ball bigger than the earth. I'd be hating like that for real. But Buddha turns his shield into a giant spiked bat and charges straight to hit Zero in his stomach again. I don't know, man. It's like rage baiting your homeboy after he keeps losing 1v1s on Fortnite Creative. Out there raging like a damn Karen, and Buddha's just there without a worry in the world. And then you wonder why he's so chill. And then we get hit with the backstory. I'm gonna keep it brief for y'all, we're not gonna dissect this one. So, Buddha originally was the highest prince of royalty in India, Like he was literally heavenly blessed by the gods himself. Hoes, food, clothes, he had everything he wanted and needed. He was spoon-fed. He didn't know the struggles about hitting PBGs on a cold Sunday night. He thought his destiny was set until he saw a bird fly in and a hawk too. He saw the hawk kill the bird and realized that destiny ain't always gotta be right. Visited his dying brother to talk about life, and he finds out that his brother doesn't even know what fried beans taste like. He doesn't know anything about the world because he's been set with a role in royalty ever since he was born. Eventually, he passed away, and Buddha realized that his brother was never happy within. He was doing what the people wanted, which then allowed Buddha to awaken his eyes and finally understand himself. Picked up his brother's casket mid-funeral, told the people to piss off, and gave his brother one of his wishes to see how far the river and the sky goes even after death. And ever since that day, Buddha left everything behind to follow his own destiny and not what the gods gave him. Everything he did was of his own choice because he hates the god trying to force destiny on others, basically rebelling against them, just like Adam. And that's what makes Buddha genuinely so cool, man. If y'all have dreams and know they're reachable even if the odds are stacked against you, put in that work and follow them, trust me. Damn bro, I think he just got all motivational. Let me log back in with the fight. Zero tries to hit him with the axe once more, but Buddha dodges it like normal. Zero starts hating even more and turns his battle axe into sword nunchucks. Buddha locks in and turns his bat into a spear, and they start boxing, going hit for hit. Looking at Zero, I don't know bro. He didn't land a single hit this entire match. He gotta do some home practice by like, I don't know, playing Ghost of Tsushima or something. It's getting sad for him. He misses more and gets sliced on his chest, which makes him rage even more and turn his weapon into actual living blades. And we know it's just for show, because Buddha is countering everything flawlessly. Stopped his weapon entirely, both the humans and the gods started glazing him even though they weren't on his side. And I'm not surprised because what's there to dislike about him? You got a screaming demon child on the other side. I don't think people want to compliment that. But even so, Buddha complimented him, told him that he needs to love himself to understand. And just as his hating was about to hate even more, he just couldn't help it. Buddha's enlightenment worked on his favor, and Zero realized that he should stop trying to be liked by everyone and continue being himself. Put them ducks up ready to settle the fight, and they went hit for a good minute, and Zero never felt happier in his life. Eventually, he got hit with the perfect right hook, and when everything seemed down, it was the opposite. All that hatred and misfortune was off Zerofuku, and he was right back to his original form. I can't lie to y'all, seeing this firsthand, I was happy as hell, because I really love Zero's character, man. God damn, he's buff as hell though, like, why were they feeding these kids back then? A nigga like me drinks one protein shake and start moving like I'm Prime Muhammad Ali. Just as Zerofuku was about to surrender to work on himself, see the two horns above his head? They connect to him instantly and start doing whatever they're doing. That damn emo daredevil Beelzebub put them on him when he was asleep, man. Had Zero screaming pain, you know nothing good was about to happen. Looking like a whole summoning ritual, and that was the case. Two dragons came out of him and started wrapping him up. He couldn't even be saved by Buddha. And what did it lead to? Well, people, Senshi, Jessica Alba if you're still watching, this whole process led to the revival of Hajun, the 6th Demon King Berserker who once destroyed half of hell. Not even the gods or Hades, the king of hell himself, have ever seen this dude before, so you know playtime was over. Hajun said Zero has fully passed away and it's only him left. Broke my heart when I first heard this. He ain't even get a chance to enjoy Lancifu's music or Beer Tacos.
It's an evil world we live in.
Wasted no time and said, this is my first time here, I'ma make it count, and immediately went to attack. Buddha blocked it though and pushed him back. Hajun went back in and they started going slash for slash. Something's off. Why is Buddha getting damaged? Because he can't see the future. His eyes are only able to foresee someone's future as long as they got light / purity in them, no matter how big or small. And Hajun got nothing. He's straight darkness. Straight wiring energy off the dome. He is pure evil. Bringing Hajun back to life was the equivalent of reincarnating King Von. That shit should be a forbidden summoning jutsu. So then that means that Buddha is fighting on pure instinct. Wasn't looking too good for him though, because the second after, Hajun pulls out this spinning hand move and goes straight to smoke Buddha. The smoke clears and turns out he blocked the attack just in time. But not literally just in time because he got his left eye gouged out from the strike. Hajun's not done though, and he keeps jumping him, yelling about some damn judgment every second like he got a speech impediment. We heard you the first time, bro. The fight continues and Buddha just keeps getting injured. It's awful, bro. The humans started stressing. And to make matters worse, Hajun had to disrespect and diss Zerofuku like,
Let me remind you something, young buck. Zerofuku is dead. Dead as up. Ate him, and he tasted just like soap, aka washed juice like you. And you are about to be next.
Buddha was not gonna let that slide. You're not gonna talk down on his man like that. And so, he stops with the enlightenment stuff and locks in to bring out his strongest weapon, made out of hatred. He wastes no time and flies straight to hit that demon, but Hajun blocks it. He pushes him, but Hajun parries it, but that ain't stopping Buddha. He charges it again to hit him, and then boom. I was on the edge of my seat. See this frame right here? I thought he finally hit him. And then we got hit with the meanest pump fake I've ever seen from this show. You telling me Buddha tickled his arm, but he got impaled right in?
Yeah, that's
Photoshop.
Photoshop. That's
fake. Bro, they crucifying my goat out there. Walks towards Hajun and says to him, the gods and him ain't standing on shit. He will kill them if he needs to. That's what I'm talking about. This is who I signed up for. This is greatness, man. But Hajun kicks him, but that wasn't enough. He stood right back up and told him he's scared of him. Called him a loser and said he's weaker than Zero. Like, yes, bro. Keep cooking that two-horned freak fraud. Go ahead and send that boy back down to Lucifer and all them. But Hajun was not about to let himself get flamed, so he rushes and hits him with endless slashes. Dude, nobody had faith in Buddha by then. Crowd talking about, wallahi he's finished. Fly high Buddha, like damn. They switch it up so fast, he's not even dead or thinking of giving up. Y'all fake supporters. But he's not giving up anytime soon because he had a plan. And the gods realized his plan. And he was confident in it. Had Hajun shaking his boots like...
The king felt true fear for the first time.
He was not liking this. Ripped his arm like Piccolo and sacrificed it to make a gigantic sword. Buddha rushes him to slash, and so does he, which ends up in Buddha's lion's side getting broken, and then his staff being broken and him getting KO'd out of the clash. All hope seemed lost. They thought it was over. But remember, Buddha had a plan, just like Zeus said. His plan was to revive the dead back to life. And so, what does it mean? Buddha came in contact with Zerofuku's soul, came back to his senses like he just heard Kendrick's dropping again, and locked in, ready to take down that monstrosity. Fused his soul with Zero and they became one to make up Buddha's most powerful divine treasure ever, the great Nirvana sword, Zero. I know Hajun mad as hell. He had that man on the verge of death about 7 times in a row. But you know what Buddha replied with? Judgment. Flipped his own word back to him, and you dare tell me that's not the best character in the entire show? Quit playing with me, man. Sword is so clean he had Buddha's dead brother come back to life to witness this. The two start going blow for blow again, matching each other's slashes. But you gotta remember, Buddha's on the verge of death. Even if he's fighting back, he's still struggling a lot. But then something's wrong. As soon as Hajun starts attacking again, Buddha starts dodging his slashes. Again and again and again. He just keeps doing it, flawlessly and carefully. And how do you ask?
The eyes, Chico. They never lied.
His right eye started foreseeing again because he's able to see a light in Hajun now, which is his emotion of fear. Because that nigga is scared. Had him tweaking so hard he slashed him in half. Seeing this, bro, I was scared for a little bit. I had my soul jump. But thank God that was just an illusion. Buddha pops in from behind, locks in with Zero one last time, and does what he needs to do. Slash was so tough it could Hajun the same way Sasaki could Poseidon. I stood up and cheered. This was beautiful to witness, man. So beautiful Hajun couldn't even attack if he wanted to. Hell wasted no time and brought that nigga back down. It was finally the end. But for Zerofuku as well. Buddha tries to call him, but Zero thanks him for the guidance and flies back with the 7 gods. Even the bird from his backstory came back to mourn with Buddha. This really had me in pain, man. I love Zerofuku. I was so hooked by the character, I'll definitely miss him a lot. Fly high Zero, man. Buddha won for the humans, making it a tie of 3-3 against the gods.
Perfect KO!
This was so far the best fight in the show. Adam vs Zeus is a close second, but this was different, man. You cannot tell me that you wanted both sides to live. Well, no, Hajun for sure, bro. We smoking on that pack every day and night. And Beelzebub, you're gonna pay for what you did. We are all sliding for Zero. But man, reading this fight for the first time back in like 2022, it really gave me goosebumps like crazy. And you know, even though it's a Netflix adaptation, this fight held up better than expected. I cannot wait for season 3. If y'all want me to cover the rest of the show, just let me know. I'll be happily grateful to do so. One of my favorite anime mangas of all time after all. So y'all take care and see you next video.